Hello again. If you can hear a noise, it's because the fan is on, and I have the flash on my camera because, well, you know, it's not exactly as bright as it could be. So, nothing new so far. This needs more paint. This area needs more basswood or something to match this kind of level and this bit of wood. I've been drawing some doodles, so what I'm thinking is a little bank piece here, a proper bank across the back, a load of trees here, fence going up to here, signal box there, maybe some allotments here. There might be a terrace building there, or maybe that might be gardens, or again allotment type stuff, don't know. Road kind of going into it, the building, some shops or whatever, same thing. Little road, doesn't have to have a giveaway sign, it's just there mentally so I've got an idea where the road is, how it works. Puppy on the corner, I was going to have a house here, but now I'm thinking that this could be a yard followed by a little garden piece. Another house here, road going round, wooden fence, moo cattle docks possibly, an in and out type thing, more fence, another in and out, and then road just to there. So that's what I'm thinking. A little car park here just outside the station limits. Idea would be come in and out, might be a little flower bed thing there, get another little wall. Not too sure, this is just rough, it could always change. But one, well, missed that one out, 2, 3, 4. I already have another kit of this, but it's the one with the shops in it. I know you've seen this before in my older series, and the light does not look correct with the flash, but never mind. I might try and 3D print design my own. Might save some money that way, I don't know. I've got different ideas going through my head, but these Kestrel ones are great value for money anyway, they're cheap. So, what I'm starting off with, I want this scenery to be nice and cheap. The areas around here, obviously you've got a thick base, and I want this to be kind of covered in ash and crap and all sorts, so ideally it needs to match almost the height of this, but I don't want to lock this in position. So I might do everything and then pull this out of the sort of plaster or polyfiller PVA type mixture. The other thing is this turntable, at the moment it's just loose. And the inspection pit needs another piece of track here, but I might have to lift this up because this is just friction fitted. So I don't want to lock anything in until I know exactly where this relationship's going to be and if I can remove stuff. So I'm going to start with the back piece for the time being. So I started off with that. Mega basic, just a bit of cardboard bent into a right angle. The idea is I'm going to glue it here. Okay, so it's flush with the back. Fill it the middle with more formers or bits of, scrunched tissue paper, whatever. And then I'll cover the top with just tissue and PVA and neat PVA glue. Okay, and just that's the method that I like to use because it's very cheap, very quick, very easy, not that messy, lightweight, strong, it's great, doesn't cost a bomb. I've tried plaster impregnated bandage before, it's okay as a top surface, but I wouldn't use it as a main thing because it costs too much. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to film it, I'll just switch the camera off and then back on again. Okay, so maybe I will film it. Now these things are typically called newspapers. They are designed to deceive people and talk absolute tripe. So the best thing to do is rip them up and actually put some good use to them. Like that. So neat PVA glue, this is how I do it anyway. Scrunch into a nice ball. Doesn't have to be neat, yes, any old how, doesn't really matter, it really doesn't. Spread that in nicely, get it all thick, yes. And next to the track, yes, just get in there. Up the walls, nice and thick. There's no finesse with me, not with this anyway. Really doesn't need to be done. This is not going to be removable scenery, it's designed to be pretty permanent, so yeah. And just get there. There we go. Right. Another piece. Yes. Gets all of your fingers, but so what? Doesn't really matter. Try and get the angle at least roughly where you want it. It will spring, but you can lock that in place later with other bits. Like I said, this is going to be rough and ready. Bit more. Whoop! Yes. Yes. Right. Right. Like I said, I've tried many different methods. I've tried the chicken wire one, where then you cover it in plaster impregnated bandage. It does work well, but cutting the chicken wire can be a bit tedious to begin with, especially if it's thick like mine was. And then obviously you've got to get all those plaster bandages, which can be quite expensive. Now once this is done, okay, you don't even have to wait for it to set. What I personally like to do next is get a piece of it without scrunching it, okay? Layer it with the glue, at least somewhere, so just do it off screen a second. Bear with me. I don't see a bear with you. No, nor do I. So what you want is that. Just cover it thickly. Okay. And then I'm going to stick this to the outside of this cardboard former. So it goes down the back of it slightly, and wrap it over the top. Obviously be careful not to get your track sorted out. You can always mask the track if you want to. Want it roughly like this. Smudge the ends in. Roughly like that. Okay, now the next thing I do is literally layer this with more PVA. Okay, so here we go. More PVA. Spread that over, nice and thick. The shape of it you can tweak just by mucking about with it. You can change the shape later as well. That's it. And while that's still nice and wet, you can get another piece of paper and on it goes. And you can guess what I'm going to say next. That's right, more PVA, another layer. Do about 3 layers. Again, this is just how I do it. Try different methods. I find this to be easy, cheap, lightweight, very strong actually, once it's dried. I can't see any reason not to do this. It works too well. And you can see now the lumpiness is starting to smooth out. It's not so lumpy now, because obviously you add in layers, it just, you know, it smooths it out basically. You can make it as lumpy or smooth as you want. Right, I'll turn the camera a wee bit. I'll concentrate on this side a little bit now. Right, about there. So, I want this to taper roughly like that. Doesn't matter exactly how it works, but I can see already we need a bit more at the back, so this bit of tissue I've been using to spread it with can just actually be part of the former now. Yes, get in there. With a sound effect. Lovely. Right, it's the next day. If you can hear some funny squealing noises, it's because of some kids playing outside. Right. This angle is going to be made a bit more shallow. And it needs some more layers because it's almost hard, but you've got a bit of sponge in this way. It's a bit soft still, right? So you just need more layers. But this is, apart from there, it's okay. It's going to have some more layers as well. I did build up a bit more here and here, and what I'm going to do is build up a little wall here so I get a straight cut piece, so when it comes onto the next board you can just continue it across. So I'll do this off camera and come back. The basswood, I've brought the basswood now, so that can be done. I've got 4 of them, so it's just like before. Same size. Can't even feel that. Brilliant. Right, bend it back in a bit. Ta-da! Right, so we have the road. A little bit lift in there, I can smooth it off, it's not a problem. The removable bit. Road, bit more road. These have all been built up a bit, the edges have been done nicely. Well, nice-ish. Not super professional, but I mean, good enough. This has been extended a little bit. And put more gradual. So I think we're making good progress. Right, what I've done is, now the paint's dried, flip the layout round, I've cut out a bit of this this wood here, because I want to make a very slight taper as the proper road surface goes down into it, so it's not like a step. This sort of step thing I'll probably just fill in with the mix I'm about to make, because obviously you can see that's still wood. It's obviously still wood grain. So I'm going to layer it to fill these little lines, obviously being careful of the removable bit, with like a polyfiller PVA and paint mix. That's basically what I'm going to do, so see a bit. It says add 1 part water to 2 parts filler. So you've got your filler, 3 blobs of black paint, blobs of PVA glue, then I'll add the water to it. I'll use a bit of plastic card as a spatula, and I'll drink the plunge orange pale ale, that's 6%. Yes. And then I'll get back to it. It's going to be a bit difficult to film unless I get the tripod out. I've only got a baby one, so might be able to do something. Okay, so you can see where I've started to add it. That's the effect I was after. Just a slight taper on it. You can always tweak it afterwards. Yeah. The thing is, it doesn't matter too much about these rough bits because you can smooth it by sanding very easily afterwards. Yay! I know my camera work is absolutely awful. I don't really have anywhere to set anything up though, so bear with it for now. Right. Okay, so I've gave it the plaster over. It's almost dried. The area around the bricks, I'd rather just paint because I don't want to knack the bricks up. This bit here actually swelled, so I've cut it out. I'm just going to plaster over the top of it. I'll put a bit in between the rails here, just a little bit. Not an excessive amount, it will get painted in. And again, this bit's all, there's a little bit in there. I want more, so it's kind of flush with the side of this pit. But I don't want to do it until this is done, because I might have to lift it. So it's just a little bit for now. I'm just going to have a little bit of a smooth over once I've done that. It's coming on pretty good. Right, well you can see where the new stuff is. Doesn't matter too much because I'll be painting it anyway. It does still need a smooth off, but this little problem, well, there's a little bit of a dip, but I can always go over it again as many times as is needed. On the whole though, I'm pretty pleased.